Hello everyone, my name is Dawn and I am a health coach and exercise physiologist with Strategic Health Services, and I've been in the health and wellness field for over 20 years. This month's webinar topic is on managing stress at work, and I hope you enjoy it. So stress has many different definitions, and it can mean different things to different people. It all depends on how different situations are perceived to that individual. One's perception really is his reality. Stress is the way that we react physically or mentally to the demands placed on us or the changes in our lives. Stress is also the body's reaction to harmful situations, whether they're real or perceived. When you feel threatened, a chemical reaction actually occurs in your body that allows you to act in a way to prevent injury. This is known as fight or flight, or the stress response. There's good stress and bad stress. This slide shows some examples of life changes that may cause each. The bad stress is called distress, and the good stress is called eustress. The problem is that your body can't tell the difference between good stress and bad stress. Not all stress is bad. In small doses, stress can help you accomplish tasks and prevent you from getting hurt. For example, stress is what gets you to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting the car in front of you. That's a good thing. Earlier, we talked about stress, the response, the fight or flight. Well, during a stress response, your heart begins to race. You breathe faster, your blood pressure goes up, your muscles tighten, and this all happens to prepare the body for a quick movement, either to flee or to defend oneself. Our bodies are designed to handle small doses of stress, but we're not equipped to handle long-term chronic stress without ill consequences. Think about doctors and nurses who respond to emergencies all day, every day. They have the same physiological effects on their bodies each time to respond to the emergencies over and over again. This is just one example, but goes for anyone with what they perceive to be an ongoing stressful job or family life. These signs and symptoms, if not dealt with on a regular basis, can become chronic problems. And it's for this reason that it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms of stress. So everyone really reacts differently to stress, and it means different things to different people. What causes stress in one person may be of little concern to another. Some people are better able to handle stress than others. Are you able to handle stress well? It's important to note that stress can affect all aspects of your life, including your emotions, behaviors, your thinking ability, and your physical health. No part of the body is immune. But because people handle stress differently, symptoms of stress can vary. Symptoms can be vague and may be the same as those caused by other medical conditions. So it is important to discuss any symptoms with your doctor. Let's take just a few minutes to look at each of these so that you may recognize them in yourself. First, let's go over emotional symptoms. Do any of these emotional symptoms sound like something you experience? Do you become easily agitated, frustrated, or moody? Do you feel overwhelmed, like you're losing control or need to take control? Do you have difficulty relaxing and quieting your mind, or feeling bad about yourself, maybe having low self-esteem, or you're feeling lonely or worthless or depressed? Or do you find yourself avoiding others? These are all some samples of emotional symptoms that you may have for stress. Do any of these physical symptoms sound like something you experience? Low energy, headaches, an upset stomach, diarrhea, constipation, nausea, aches and pains, tense muscles, chest pain, maybe a rapid heartbeat. Are you able to sleep at night? Do you have frequent colds and infections, or maybe a loss of sexual desire? How about nervousness, shaking, ringing in your ears, cold, sweaty hands and feet, a dry mouth or difficulty swallowing? Do you clench your jaw or grind your teeth? These are all potential physical symptoms of stress. Do you experience any of these cognitive symptoms? Do you find yourself with constant worrying or racing thoughts, or are you forgetful or feel disorganized? Maybe you have an inability to focus or poor judgment, or maybe just quick, rapid judgments or decisions. Are you pessimistic by nature, or do you only see the negative side of things? These could be cognitive symptoms for stress. Do any of these behavioral symptoms sound like something you experience? Changes in appetite, either not eating or eating too much. Ever heard of stress eaters? That's one example. How about procrastinating or avoiding responsibilities? Have you started or increased your use of alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes? Do you exhibit nervous behaviors such as nail biting, fidgeting, maybe pacing? As you can see, there are a variety of possible signs and symptoms of stress. Now let's talk about some of the common sources of stress. We all love our families, but they can get on our nerves at times. They especially know how to press all of our buttons. And let's face it, besides our family, who do we spend the most time with? Our coworkers. So the same holds true there. For some people, being on certain social environments can be stressful. Not everyone is a social butterfly. Some people really dread being around a lot of people or people they don't know. Also, one's personal habits can be a source of stress for them. For example, if you prefer to sleep in until the absolute last minute in the morning or hit snooze 5 times, you may have to rush around to get ready for work so that you can get there on time, and that can cause you stress. And let's face it, your own personality can be the cause of some of your stress. Ever heard of a type A? Does everything need to be perfectly your way? I had a friend whose family would fold towels and put them away for her, but she would go into the closet, unfold them, and refold them all because they weren't done the way that she does them. Well, if that's important to you, then do it, but sometimes picking and choosing your battles will save your sanity and will help you relieve some of your stress. The good news is there are some things that we can do to help relieve stress and stress-related symptoms for ourselves. Sometimes it's important to put yourself first. Make time for stress-relieving activities, whether it's to exercise or do things that you enjoy. Know your limits at home and at work, and know when and how to say no or to delegate chores or responsibilities whenever possible. And consider if you really need to be in charge of everything, or are there some things that you can let others lead and you be the participant? How many of you feel like there are just not enough hours in the day? I know that's me. Well, here are some time management tips to help. These can be helpful at work and at home or school and can be useful for anyone, really. For example, to-do lists. My daughter's one of the biggest list makers I've ever seen. She has lists for everything, her morning routine, her evening routine. Boy, you should see her list when we take a trip. She never forgets a thing. Anyway, crossing things off of your to-do list can give you a real sense of accomplishment. So if it works for you, do it. Establishing a schedule can also be helpful if you stick to it, or if you have some flexibility built in for unforeseen circumstances. And also breaking large tasks into smaller ones that maybe even pieces can be delegated to others. If you walk around, say, your office space, you may see some people with bulletin boards or even those like white erase boards on their walls. Everyone really has their own way of keeping track of things, so find what works for you. Improving your health can help you better deal with stress as well. Getting regular exercise can give you the stamina to handle things, and in and of itself is a good stress reliever. Also, exercise releases endorphins, which are your happy hormones, which can help your mood and the way we look at things. Eating a healthy, balanced diet can assure that you are getting all of the necessary nutrients that your body needs to effectively handle stress as well. I can't say enough about getting adequate rest also. I don't know about you, but my family can tell when I didn't get a good night's sleep or, didn't get enough sleep. Being tired and exhausted can really hinder your mental acuity and your ability to handle stressful situations. But, you know your body better than anyone else. It gives you signs of when you need to eat, when you need to drink, sleep. Listen to your body and give it what it needs. Make time for yourself to be able to do that. Oh, and here's a good one. If you travel to work, travel slightly before rush hour or after rush hour whenever possible, or listen to classical music or other calm, soothing music on the road. There's nothing like a road rage case to get your day started on a really bad start. So it is very important to try to balance things in your life. I know it can be hard to do, but make time to do meaningful activities for yourself, with your family, and your friends. If you have a long commute, maybe listen to a book on tape, or you can go to the library actually and get those. But look, I know everyone has chores that need to be done, but who says they have to be a chore? Make a game out of it. Maybe make it a race, with a prize being a family outing of the winner's choice and time spent together. Make it fun. Help yourself find peace of mind. Try to work as efficiently as you can. If you're not productive at what you're working on, try to move on to something else and come back to that. Sometimes you also need to schedule your personal priorities into your busy work schedule. So schedule a walk at lunch or a 5-minute break just to be quiet. Communicate your needs to your coworkers and your family. Maybe you can work something out with your coworkers to cover for each other for brief sanity breaks. Look at responsibilities at home and talk with your family members and communicate your needs to maybe modify the chores list a bit. Ultimately, your relationships will be better the more you're able to handle your stress. Take time to work on important relationships. Here's some symptoms of a typical work day. We'll go over some things that you can do at work to help relieve some of these symptoms. But do any of these look familiar to you? When you're at work, do you get a stiff neck or tight shoulders, or do you ache, or your eyes get tired, or maybe a headache? Let's look at some of these and see if there's something we can do at work, okay? There are work-related causes. Here's some potential causes of physical and mental stress. Bad posture and improper work tools can cause physical stress on different parts of your body. There could be an entire presentation on the biomechanics of proper workspace, but we don't have time for that. We will talk briefly about position in a few minutes, though. But any prolonged position or movement can cause physical strain on different parts of your body, things like sitting, typing, or staring at a computer screen. Having multiple deadlines can also be a source of stress. Taking breaks throughout the day is very helpful. They allow your body and your mind to rest. Break activities can include stretching, relaxation, breathing, taking a walk, maybe just getting some fresh air, maybe some real exercise, socializing briefly, maybe eating a healthy snack or getting a drink and making sure that you're hydrated. Just a few minutes every hour is all you need. Here's some things that you can do at work. If you're in a seated position, make sure that your feet are flat on the floor or on a footrest. Knees should be parallel with your hips. Your lower back should be pressed firmly into the backrest of your chair. If you can't do that, use a rolled up towel or a lumbar support or something. But sit up straight, don't slouch. Basics of good posture, okay? Your monitor, the top part of your screen should be just below eye level, and you should be at about an arm's length from you. Your keyboard, your forearms should be parallel to the ground. Your wrist should be in a neutral, straight position, and your elbows bent at around 90 degrees. So if you suspect that your workstation layout is a problem, there may be someone in a local safety office or someone in your company that can help do an evaluation for you. So just ask. Okay, here's some ways to cope with stress at work. Analyze the situation and recognize those things that you have the ability to change and those things that you don't. Change whatever you can and let the other things go. Talk about things that bother you. Don't just let them fester. Just talking with a significant other or a friend can help. After work, forget about it. Get amnesia is what I tell my kids and my husband. Get involved in some non-work activity to keep your mind off of things. Here's some general guidelines, some general things that you can do to help relieve some physical stress effects on your body throughout the day. So we're going to go through each of these. For your vision, your eyes do need to take a break throughout the day also, especially if you're on a computer a lot or have to focus on other tasks a lot throughout the day. So take time to close your eyes, roll them around, open them and refocus on something. Rest your eyes by kind of cupping your hands over your eyes so that they can briefly be in the dark. Look away from your computer and focus on objects at a distance. So if you have a window, look out the window at a distance to a tree or something across the street, or look outside your office door or across the office, across the room, and try to focus on something at a distance. These can help relieve some of the stress on your eyes throughout the day. So try to do a little something, especially if your eyes are feeling tired, every hour, even if it's just refocusing or closing your eyes for a few seconds. Deep breathing exercises are invaluable. You can do this really anywhere. And you can combine deep breathing with other stress management techniques like imagery or positive self-talk for better results. But, okay, in general for breathing, you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. So you'll inhale for 5 counts and you'll exhale for 5 counts. And when you do, expand your stomach as much as possible while inhaling, and position your lips like you're whistling or blowing a bubble as you exhale, and empty out your lungs as much as possible. So let's do this now, okay? We'll combine it with some imagery. So close your eyes, get relaxed in your chair, think of your favorite vacation spot, and deep breathe. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. And exhale, purse your lips like you're blowing a bubble or whistling. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Let's do that one more time. Again, you're thinking of your favorite vacation spot. Deep breath in, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. And exhale, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, and 5, 1,000. Okay. Let's go through some exercises that you can do at your workstation. This really helps common areas of tension and strain. The goal of these exercises is to prevent musculoskeletal problems and help you reduce tension and relieve stress and anxiety. exercises along with the deep breathing that we just did are actually especially helpful. So combining the two have really great positive effects. Before we go there, here are some general stretching reminders. Hold all stretches for 15 to 30 seconds and don't bounce. Go into the stretch, hold it, and breathe. And they should be very slow, controlled stretches, no bouncing. And again, remember to breathe through your stretches. Okay, here we go. Let's get started. So make sure that I don't want you to be like the lady in the picture on this slide, okay? She's showing what not to do. You should try to you shouldn't try some of these exercises in a chair that has wheels, okay? Especially the first exercise, because the chair can slide right out from under you. So if you are in a chair with wheels, you know, push it up against a wall somewhere and make sure that you're very stable, okay? So first exercise, you're going to be seated in a stable chair, and you are going to lean forward and hang with your arms hanging down. And just lean, 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 and deep breath in, and deep breath out. And relax and just really reach for the floor. Now we're just going to do these once, but when you're doing them on your own, you can do them more than once. Okay, now sit up straight, and if you have like boots on that go up to your knees or across your ankles or something, you may want to take them off, but let's just do some toe circles. So just move your feet in circles. You can do them inward, you can do them outward. Just continue, maybe keep your eyes closed and continue breathing. You can also loosen up that joint by doing the alphabet, your ABCs, writing them with your toes. But okay, so now some neck exercises. Turns, tilts, and rolls, okay? So we're going to turn our head. We're going to be facing forward. We're going to turn our head to the right and just hold it there and deep breathe in and out. And you're going to turn it to the left and deep breathe in and out. Okay, now face forward again, and now we're going to do a tilt. So now you're going to take your right ear to your right shoulder, and you're still facing forward, and just tilt to the right, and deep breathe in, and deep breathe out, and really press your opposite shoulder down, and you'll really feel a good stretch. Now head back up facing forward, and you're going to tilt to the left, deep breathe in, and exhale, and press your right shoulder down. Get a good stretch there. Okay, so now let's do some shoulder shrugs. So bring your shoulders up to your ears and down, and up and down, and up and down. 4 times and 5. Now you're going to roll your shoulders forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and roll them backwards. 1, keep breathing. 2, deep breathing. 4, 5. And now you're going to do a tricep stretch. So you're going to take one arm above your head. So take your right arm, put it above your head. Bend your hand. Bend your elbow, put the palm of your hand on your upper back, and with your left hand, push back on your elbow and get a really good stretch. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Okay, release that. Put your left hand in the air, bend your elbow, touch the top of your back, press back on your elbow with your right hand. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Okay. Now an upper back or shoulder stretch. Put your hands together out in front of you and push the palms forward slightly and lean forward. And you should feel your upper back stretching. So breathe in, 1, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's stretch out your hands and wrists. So take your hands and just flex and extend. Bend, extend, bend, extend. And you can turn your palms upward and downward and upward and downward. Okay, now your finger grip, okay? Close your hands tight and release. And tight and release. Do it 5 times. 4, 5. So look, we've done a lot of stretches. They're helpful especially for people who sit at a desk at a computer typing all day long. Really do them. Anytime you feel tense, combine it with deep breathing, combine it with imagery. Combining several techniques is actually very, very good. So here's some other in-the-moment types of things you can do quick and after work. Here's some general relaxation techniques. Positive self-talk, for example, can be used in the moment and can be used for more than just stress relief. For example, my daughter, who's a gymnast, uses positive self-talk to talk herself into doing a skill on the balance beam that maybe she's not been wanting to do. In a stressful situation, say, this isn't good, but it could be worse. Or, you know, rather than saying, this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. So really try to have a positive outlook on things. Or if you're in heavy traffic, say, I'm late getting home because traffic was slow, rather than, you know, I can never be anywhere on time. Things like going for a walk, or laughing out loud, or taking a nap, but don't do that while you're at work. These are all things that can really help in the moment sometimes with dealing with a stressful situation. After work, try to relax at home by spending time with friends or doing something that you enjoy to get your mind off things. Maybe read a good book or watch a good movie. It's important to really take one day at a time and remember that it's okay to ask for help at work and at home. All right, so there are some stress resources available for you on the My Pathway to Health website. Log on to My Pathway to Health and look at the top of the screen for the Health Library, that gray button kind of in the middle on the top, and then click on it. And here's what you'll see. About halfway down the page, you can do a search for a specific topic. So type in stress and click search. And then here's some of the topics that you'll see in the Health Library. So there's a variety of stress topics. So there's just a few of the resources on there. Your health coach may help, may actually refer you to some of these, but can also help walk you through some of these stress management techniques. So remember that to talk to your health coach if you find you're unable to handle stress, or if you need additional assistance finding any of those resources, we're here for you. You can call our 1-800 number to reach us, or you can message us through the My Pathway to Health website. But remember that your health coach is here for you. This concludes our presentation on stress at work, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll join us again next month. Thank you for joining.